Hey all, I'm back. So it's Saturday today and obviously I put a video out last night and I promised I would finish the chimney breast and range, which I'm trying to get on with now. But while I've got the daylight, I just wanted to have a quick catch up with you because there's things that I want to show you that you haven't seen yet. So as you know, I'm always moving things around in my doll's houses, so I decided to move the dining chairs and tables in Dollhouse into the living room. And one of my recent purchases is this gorgeous antique chair. It's very beautiful and very old. That's just an antique. But I just love it. Isn't it gorgeous? But the icing on the cake was the sofa that came with it. So can you see the sofa? Hang on, I'll get it out for you. So here's the sofa that goes with the chair. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It has got a leg missing at the back, which I will get round to fixing. And I had this lovely bit of lace that, guess who? Yeah, Christine gave me. I just thought it sat on the back so nicely, so I'm super happy with that. And much to my surprise, when I was going through one of my furniture books, I actually found a picture of the sofa. Now, the lion's heads probably aren't original, I did think that, but yeah, it's the exact same sofa. So I'll show you that so you can see. Right, so there it is, and I'm lucky enough to have the chair too. So feeling super happy about that. I mean, even the fabric's exactly the same. But yeah, incredible. And it's funny, I thought, oh, this has been handmade or homemade, but obviously not. So my other purchase is this absolutely gorgeous doll. And she's sitting in amongst Lady Bucknell, Miss Havisham, who still is waiting for her home, I might add. And yeah, she's enjoying life. So I haven't named her yet, but isn't she lovely? I'm actually not going to change anything about her. I just really like her the way she is. I'm having a fine old dandy time there, picking a few frocks out or a hat. So one of the other things I do want to get done is sort this door out on Bucknell House. It's been waiting a long time along the stairs, and Christine, yes, that wonderful girl again, sent me this beautiful, beautiful braid. So, and she's also sent me some more braid today, which I'll show you. So I'm thinking I should get rid of these, and I think that'll sit so beautifully above those windows. Isn't that just going to be gorgeous? I love it. And so fitting for Bucknell House. So I've also had a bit of a change in the nursery. I've taken the bed out and decided to make that a day nursery. So it's really just for the children to play in and have the toys. So luckily now I have a lot more room to make more toys. So I've moved the bed down into what was the dining room. That dresser probably won't stay. It's a bit too small for this house. And she's another new purchase, the little dolly. It's a ridiculous long body compared to the size of her head. So I'm not sure whether I'll alter or not. And the other two little girls are still in the bed waiting for limbs. I've got the limbs, I just haven't got around to doing it. So I haven't had any new dolls at the moment. I'm holding back. But I did manage to find this lovely dresser. I don't think it's got a great age about it, but it's just really nicely done. And it has been made for a doll, as you can see, because it's the perfect size. And I had this tea set stored away for a couple of years. It's actually a doll's tea set. For larger dolls, obviously. So yeah, I just think that sits on it beautifully, and it really does set the scene in there, so I'm really very happy with that. And of course it was my birthday in September, 1st of September, so it was a while ago now. But Christine sent me some birthday presents, and this is just a little bit of it. More beautiful braid, ribbons, there was hats, some of which are in polybag. More braids, and I mean, look at these, aren't they gorgeous? So they're going to be framed up. They're actually backs of cards. They're absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? Look at those. Like I say, there's hats, some pearl beads. I think that ribbon was there. I put that in there for next time. There's more. Not to mention the gorgeous box. Unfortunately, my tape just caught it there. Or the tape that was on it. So there was all this as well. Some beautiful overlay, if that's how you say it, and more. I mean, so many, these pieces are just like amazing. I mean, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? There's so much I can make with that. These are slightly larger, but I'll come up with something for them. A walking stick. A little carpet beater. Some more bits of metal trim. A lovely mustard spoon, which I can make into a ladle. Oh yes, and the pipe. The pipe for the brigadier. Along with his cigars, he loves a good smoke. I'm not going to get it out because it's just... There you go, you can see it. And of course, another frame. So now I've got one for Albert. So we can have Victoria and Albert. Oh yes, and a little, I think these are what they did appetizers in, so that's going to make a great jelly mould. I should put that in Dollhouse because it's a slightly larger scale. Like I say, I don't bother about scale, but you know what I mean. It's just sometimes fits in, you imagine things fit where they're going to go. So a little potty, and I think that's like a little darning mushroom, isn't it? That type of thing. Anyway, that's, like I say, there was so much. I was just thoroughly spoiled. So this came today, on the Saturday. So I've got a big load of gimp in grey and mauve, and a smaller scale one, and lace, more beautiful gimp, some lovely old bias, and some beautiful lace. So am I just not the luckiest person to have a friend like Christine? I mean, she's so incredibly generous. She really, really is. And she knows I really appreciate it, and I do use it all and use it for lots of different things. So thank you so much, honey. You're the best. And the other thing I wanted to show you was Tobias is very happy as he's now got a more suitable wife. She's still Beth, but I had to change her because Beth was far too modern, and I know we've been through a lot together, and her and Tobias have too. And I can't lie, I felt so guilty doing it. I was like absolutely torn up inside. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I feel this about giving him a new wife. But she's much more suitable, and she's of a similar age to Tobias, so I thought it was the best thing to do. And she came along with this little dog, some kind of terrier, I think. So Snout's as happy as a pig in muck, literally, because he's going to chase and make that little dog's life hell. And also a little naked boy. Now he's had a mended arm, and I didn't do it, he came like that. But yeah, he's cute, and I think he's going to join the family, so we'll have to think of a name for him and the dog. So yeah, anyway, there they are, all happy as Larry, and hopefully we'll get them back into filming soon. Okay, right, the fireplace has changed a bit. I've painted it. I painted quite a few colours actually, to be honest. I layered it up, and then I'm taking it back to some of the black, and I just scorched it and rubbed it back a bit there after painting it. So what I've done is I've added these bits of wood on here, which I've got to still rub down yet. I haven't done that. So I can put this in the back, which will be like that. So when we turn it over, and if you remember, I've used the other handle to this for a bed. That's going to be the back of the range. I thought that painted black would be really good. So then I'm just going to build up some sides with wood and everything, and then I've got some aluminium, which is off an old caravan, a very old caravan actually. So I think I'm going to try and make the range from that and just attach it to the wood with some nails or something. So that's the plan. We're going to have to see how it goes now. Right, so first of all, I think probably just literally trying to work, not logically maybe, but the way I can see it going, so I can see how it's going in my head, is I'm going to screw those on. So I'll drill some pilot holes and put some little screws in and I'll get back to you. Right, I want to show you that I made a bit of a faux pas there. I used screws there, and I thought, oh, I've got some brass nails because I wanted to put them in an angle because I thought they might be a bit long. Well, I did, but look, so I'm gonna have to bang that back out now. Okay, I've just been hammering this nail in here. Like I said, using glue for everything isn't the best. So I just wanted to show you, because it's a tight gap between here and here, I put it in a bit of a slope, but once it gets to this bit, I've got my screwdriver. Can you see? Hang on. There. And I'm tapping that instead. And that's actually well in now. So yeah, this is just like the framework for the aluminium. I've put that in, and it's not quite central. But because of my time issue now, I'm going to have to leave it. You can just see the hole there, but we'll sort it out. I'm also, as I'm putting these pieces of wood in, just putting the aluminium in between there and there, so I can you see? Just so I can see, hang on, if I do it again, there. So I can make sure I've got the right width. Right, okay, while I was there, I've stuck some nails in here. As I was knocking nails in, I could feel that it was coming loose. And obviously that's got an overhang at the back, so every time I pushed it, it kept coming off. So anyway, that's more secure now. And yeah, I'll paint over those. Right, I'm a bit flummoxed as where to carry on from here. So I think I'm going to draw out the actual range front bit. And then I'll draw it out, and I think I'll make that as one piece. I don't think it'll be able to be open. That's just a bit too much for me to cope with at the moment on one day. So yeah, it's just a matter of getting it to look right, really. Right, so I've made a really rough sketch. It is very rough. It's just for dimensions, really. These doors will probably be chained. Right, okay, that's ever so slightly, just literally smidgen too big, so I shall have to file it, I think. Yeah. We shall do that. Right, so I've got that in now, so next I'll cut these bars out, I think, and then see how tall we are. Okay, right, I made an absolute tragic mistake there. I've drilled in my bar there and drilled in my bar there. I don't know why. Thinking I was going to take those ones out. So it's going to make it very fragile when I come to do that. I don't know. I'm going to have to fill it, I think. Right, that's what we've got so far. That's not fixed in. It's just a good fit. I think I've vastly overestimated how long this is going to take. She's just about right, isn't it? But I shall carry on until I can. I've got to get the video out, so if I can do it, I will. But it might be quite late listed. But anyway, I'll crack on. Right, so I'm making some little bits. I've managed to cut these little bits with my shears, so that's saving me a bit of time. Will I get there? Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, so that's handy. I'm going to be able to cut those bits out. Actually, it looks really wonky, doesn't it? I think it probably is. But wonky or not, it seems to sit in there all right. I'll just show you these shears. They are very good, and do you know what? I won't be able to use them for silver after this because aluminium will contaminate the silver. And these are expensive shears. Never mind. Needs must at times, and right now the needs must. You see, you can do it with thin bits of aluminium, as in like near the edge, because it curls. You certainly couldn't do it to cut the whole thing. It just wouldn't do it. So now I need a block of wood here and here that will have to be glued on. Let's keep those safe. Right, so what I'm going to do is I shall glue these on here. I shall go and get my tea because it's about 6:30. And they are actually not far off the right height. They just need to be slimmed down a little bit, actually, I think. And like that. And then that should help support everything. Right, so I'm struggling with this. I've just had that on there. And for some reason now it's not popping in, so I'm assuming that's a bit longer. So I'm going to have to, I did have this glued on, I'm going to have to reglue it back in and try and snip a bit off there. That goes in like that. And guess what? That's why it won't stick. It's not glued in the right place. Oh, what an absolute idiot. Right, I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, so after much of a to-do, and as usual, I know I always say it, but it really was much of a to-do. I've got it on. Right, okay. It's not too bad. So we just need some doors on now. I have an idea for some hinges. I won't be able to do those tonight because I'll need this to dry first once I've painted it. So not only dry, but I need the other stuff to dry too. So I'm thinking of using that to make hinges with and then painting them silver. So anyway, I'll get some doors cut and we'll get back. Right, so I've cut the doors out, and as I've cut them out, I'm just filing the corners round because that's what I like on the old oven doors. Right, so I'm thinking they're going to be the little oven doors because obviously all the ovens are in the fire area, and so this one, if I neaten it up a bit, ooh, might sit. So if you have those two there, like that and that, and then that one needs to be a bit shorter, and that could be the hot water one. Although I know they came on in later, so I'm not really sure, but either that or just a big oven door, we'll see. Right, so that's it before I glue it on. I shall get those glued on. I was thinking about raising them up a little bit with some foam tape, but I think that's going to cause a problem when it comes to painting it, so I think I'm just going to keep them flat. It's obviously not 100% finished, but hey-oh, it's as good as it's going to get for today. Right, I've started painting. I thought I was filming with you and I wasn't. As you can see, I've been a bit gloopy with it, so it's because I'm trying to rush it. Okay, so here it is. It's not exactly in place. It needs to be pushed back a bit more. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little bit shiny, so I shall take some of that off a bit. And obviously it needs proper background instead of just a bit of black card. But I'm just showing you. And it needs that basin, handles and hinges. So not quite done, but not far off. And just to show you, I did put a few plates and bits in the dresser. So I'm happy with that. I think the range is okay. I probably could have done better given a bit more time, but you know, I said I'd do it and I was determined to. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's going to be at least 2 to 3 weeks before I get another one out. So please look out for me, and thank you to everybody, and ta-ta for now.